The doll from the station. There are just 3 of us in my family. Me, my wife, and our 12-year-old daughter. We live a quiet life in a small flat in the city. Nothing fancy, just peace, and that was enough for us. It was a regular afternoon when my younger sister came to visit. She often drops by for no particular reason, just to see us. But this time, she brought a gift. A doll. A beautiful girl doll wearing a red frock. Big glassy eyes, silky hair, and a face that somehow felt too real. My daughter was thrilled. She hugged it right away, spinning with joy. I couldn't help but smile, until I took a closer look at the doll. Something about it didn't sit right with me. It looked too new, too expensive. I asked my sister, "Why the gift? It's not even her birthday today. This looks costly." She paused for a moment, then gave a strange smile. "I didn't buy it from a shop," she said. "I was walking past the railway station when I saw a girl standing alone. She held out this doll and said, 'Do you want it? I'll give it to you cheap.' I don't know why, but I felt drawn to it, like it was meant for her. I didn't say anything at the time, but deep inside, something felt wrong. The way that girl gave the doll away, the way my sister smiled, and the doll, its eyes, they didn't look like plastic. They looked like they could see, like they were watching, like they remembered. At first, the doll seemed harmless. It was made of surprisingly high-quality plastic, smooth, soft to the touch, almost lifelike. On its back, there was a small button. When pressed, it played a sweet lullaby, one I'd never heard before. The tune was soft, slow, oddly haunting. My daughter adored it. She started sleeping with it in her arms every night. She wouldn't let it go, not even during meals. But within just a few days, we began noticing changes. She started looking weak, pale, even. Her cheerful personality dimmed, like someone had turned the brightness down inside her. Then we saw the marks. Strange scratch-like bruises began appearing across her arms and back. Red, thin, and sharp, as if she'd been clawed. But her nails were short, and we had no pets. She became restless, tired all the time. Her appetite dropped. Sometimes she'd wake up in the middle of the night, shaking, drenched in sweat, and clutching the doll tightly to her chest. We tried asking her about the marks, about what was wrong, but she wouldn't say a word. She'd just stare at us with blank eyes and hold the doll closer. That's when the fear truly began. It wasn't just my daughter anymore. The presence of the doll was slowly creeping into every corner of our home and into our minds. One day, my wife told me something that chilled me to the bone. She said, "That doll, it moves." I placed it on the dining table, but when I went into the bedroom, it was sitting on the shelf, staring straight at me. And I swear, I was home alone when it happened. At first, I didn't believe it. I thought maybe she was mistaken, or perhaps our daughter had moved it without saying anything. But that day, our daughter was at school, and I was at work. Only my wife was home. Still, the doll moved. Then came the night that changed everything. I was asleep. The house was quiet, wrapped in that heavy silence that only comes after midnight. Suddenly, I woke up, not sure why at first, and then I heard it. The doll's music was playing. I thought maybe my daughter had rolled over onto the doll in her sleep, pressing the button by accident. But then I remembered. I had put the doll away, locked it in the cupboard, far from her room. Still, the music played, that same strange, haunting lullaby. I got up slowly, heart pounding, and followed the sound. It wasn't coming from my daughter's room. It was coming from the dining room. And when I got there, the cupboard was still closed. But the music was playing from somewhere inside the room. That's when I realized this wasn't just a toy. There was something else in our home now. Something unnatural. No matter where we put the doll, it wouldn't stay. And at night, the house didn't feel like our house anymore. It felt watched. Something was here, and it wanted something from us. One afternoon, while I was at work, my wife, terrified and desperate, did something I hadn't expected. She took the doll, wrapped it in an old cloth, and threw it away with the garbage. She told me later, "I thought if I got rid of it, if it was gone from this house, everything would go back to normal. Maybe all this horror would end." But it didn't. That very night, it began. Something in her changed. It started with small things, headaches, weakness, forgetting what she was doing. But then it turned violent. She'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming. She'd speak in her sleep, muttering strange words in a voice that wasn't hers. And sometimes she'd just stare at the wall for minutes at a time, completely unblinking. like she was listening to something only she could hear. It wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. I couldn't ignore it anymore. I told my sister everything. Every detail, from the doll's strange movements to the music in the night, to my daughter's fading health, and now this. She didn't laugh. She didn't even look surprised. She simply said, "We need to go back." That very evening, she came over. Together, we left my wife and daughter at home and returned to that same place, the railway station. The exact spot where she had first seen the girl selling the doll. We didn't know what we were looking for. We just knew whatever this thing was. It started there. That day, my sister and I went back to the railway station, the same place where she said she bought the doll from. We tried to find the girl she claimed had sold it to her. We searched for hours, asking around, checking every corner of the platform, but there was no sign of her. No one had seen any girl like that. In fact, some people said no such person had ever been there. It was as if she never existed. Still, we weren't ready to give up. We requested access to the CCTV footage from that day. When the footage began to play, I swear, I couldn't believe my own eyes. There was my sister getting off the train, and right there, the doll was already on the ground, standing on its own. But there was no girl, no one handing it over, no conversation, nothing. My sister was standing there, talking to no one. Then, smiling, she picked up the doll and walked away. The girl she claimed had sold her the doll didn't exist in the footage. We were completely shaken. Still, we asked to see the footage from the following days. 5 to 7 days later, what we saw next made our blood run cold. That same doll was still there, in the exact same spot, standing exactly the same way, and no one noticed it. People were walking right past it, some even walking straight through the spot where it stood, but no one reacted. No one looked down. No one stopped. It was like they couldn't see it at all. We finally understood. My sister was the only one who could see that doll. And in that moment, the truth hit us like a storm. This wasn't just a toy. It was cursed. Something sinister, something dark, was hiding inside that doll. Anyway, after everything, we brought a well-known religious healer, Huger, to our house. He closed all the doors and performed some specific rituals, reciting verses from the Quran, sprinkling holy water, and carrying out protective prayers. A heavy silence took over the house during the process. And then, it was as if something had lifted. Slowly, my daughter started to get better. My wife stopped experiencing anything unusual. The strange energy in the house vanished. Everything returned to normal. Did you enjoy the story? Let us know in the comments. And if you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Horror Dream. Want more stories like this? Subscribe to The Horror Dream, and we'll bring you more darkness just for you. If you enjoy a little chill down your spine, stick around. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button right here on The Horror Dream. Your support keeps us going, so stay with us. Subscribe to The Horror Dream for more spine-tingling tales.